Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. It's been a while since we've done a vehicle inspection. Have a look at this. He's got the green P plates. Okay, so it's got a nice, pretty cool looking red bash plate there. So we're going to have a look under the vehicle. Now, these videos are really handy for people that are looking to buy or just purchased these vehicles. So pre-purchase inspection, service, all the sorts of things we look for, all the usual sort of stuff we see on these vehicles. So looks like it's got a, that's not an ARB bull bar, is it? Is that some other, can you see what brand it is? Or is it just, or is that same brand as this? Yeah, so PS 4x4 must be the, unless that's just an add-on plate. But yeah, so it's like an ARB copy, but it's a bit different because of course you can't copy things. Anyway, we're just going to have a roll around underneath it here. So there's the bash plate. Doesn't look like the best setup, of course. As soon as a rock comes along and hits that, it's going to whack that bolt and bend it over, you know. So just things to think about, because if you say, oh, look, it's got a bash plate, awesome. As soon as you hit a rock, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, it's sticking out there. Anyway, tough dog suspension, ain't so tough. We won't talk about that. Engine looks pretty. So if I was looking at this vehicle to service it or inspect it for someone that's purchasing it or looking to purchase it, I'm going to look around up through here to look for any oil. It's bone dry, I don't see anything. Let's look at the other side of the engine. Same thing. This is a 2013 Hilux, so you know it's going to be in fairly good condition. It's only 8 years old. There was a point in time about 20, 30 years ago where we didn't say that. Oh, you know, it's done about 80,000 Ks. It's about stuffed, or you know, it's 3 years old, it's time to sell it. You know, now 8 years old and we're going, it's going to be bone dry, no problem. Steering rack, no sweat on that boot. Have you noticed the Hiluxes are better than the Prados with that for whatever reason? Thailand does racks better, I guess. I don't know. So steering rack boots okay, tie rod ends look okay, CV boots all look okay. Upper ball joint, see that UCA, the upper control on the ball joint. It hasn't even got that sweat of oil on it, some of them sometimes have, like this side has got. See, not a big deal, you don't need to worry about that. CV boots at this side, all good. Let's have a look at those bushes in that arm, looks all right, I don't see a problem. I don't see an issue with this one either. So all these bushes, check them out. Okay, trying to show you, there's nothing to see here. If you want to see ones with problems, have a look at our other videos. Playlist, I think it's called Vehicle Purchase or Inspection type video. So yeah, check those out. That looks a bit nasty. If I hit my head on the edge of that, oops. What's going on there? Look at that, that's been a bit hit there, hasn't it? So that's all a bit bent up and unbent. Personally, I was we might get the hammer and give that a bit of a knock over so that, because that's actually pointing down. If you accidentally went under it, you could cop your head on that, could slice you open a bit. Like what I do sometimes almost on these. But we'll watch out for those. Ah, that hurt. No, just joking, it was the light. Okay, starter motor we were talking about. On this one as well, doesn't look like it's been covered in mud. Looks like it's in pretty good condition externally, so that's good. Just looking around all the wiring, if there's any, I can miss things too because I'm doing this quick for the video. Now, something else I've mentioned, look at this boot here on the shift linkage for the auto, because if they get little holes, perforations in them, they can get water, dust and mud in there, and it'll make it hard to shift. So if you've got a Prado or a Hilux or any vehicle that's got this type setup, and it's hard to move, park, reverse, drive, all that sort of thing, check out this boot underneath here because, yeah, and look, temporary fix. You can either replace the cable to fix it, or you could probably maybe get some sort of aftermarket boot, or you can disconnect it all, clean all the crap out, spray some lube in there, work it back and forth a bit. And if you find the tiny little hole and you clean the boot, a little dab of that RTV silicone we love using on some things can be a little cheap, easy fix solution. No oil on the turbo, that's always good. Looks like it's got a modified, I haven't looked hard yet, but looking at this pipe here, I'm going, it looks like it's got some sort of modified exhaust. It's all clean up underneath here, nothing to see under here. No oil leaks, that's good. Brake pads, let's have a look at, now that we're around the back side of the front wheel. Brake pads look like they've got about, I reckon, they're getting down a bit, about 30%, I'm thinking, 30 to 40%, probably 30%. I'd rather go under than over, even 25%, there you go. Auto pan looks good, no oil leaks. Transfer case, here you go, you know, no oil leaks there. You got that Tiniest little bit of weep of nothing, not even worth talking about. Drive shaft, bit of grease come out there, here and there a little bit. This end of it, yeah, a little bit needs some lubrication on the drive shaft. So whoever's servicing this, they need to start lubricating. Look at the bloody exhaust on it, would you? It's a monster. Let's have a look at this. Can you grab the verniers? They're just on top of the toolbox in the blue case, and have a measurement. What's this? 3.5, 4 inch? This is massive. Have a look at this exhaust. Let's have a look and see what it is while he measures it up for me. Just on the top there, mate, hiding behind the mask, right in the middle there. That's all right. I'll get it. We'll get it after. Don't worry. We'll do it a bit later in the video. The rear shoes, apparently plenty of meat. You just have a look through that hole there. So if you're doing a vehicle inspection, you could even just lay down on the ground, pop that rubber boot off, and have a look in there to see how much is, how many brakes, how much, how much meat's left. Tough dog in the back. Big pipe. What size pipe is it, mate? Can you read those verniers? Yeah, I'll come and read it, because it's a bit. This one's an old, reliable one. That is, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. Oh, it's a 3 inch. So what's that? Hang on. Trying to read too much light. Is that a? It's just under there. Yeah. So it's like a. That's only 3 inch. Look bigger than that. Hey, it looks the same size as the tail shaft. Anyway, thank you for that. Looks like it's got the stock tyre under the back, so perfectly good spare. There's your soot pipe for the sooter. What else we got under here? All looks pretty original. Doesn't look like it's been in a bingle. Any repairs, any leaks, any rust, anything we need to know about. Greasable shackles up there, so this suspension must be pretty new. So we won't say too much about the tough dog. Hopefully it works out pretty well for him. He's happy with that. You got to check these axle bearings for play. Check the wheels if they got play in them, because people often overload the rear of the Hilux. Maybe that's the reason why they end up sort of ending up with a bit of rear wheel bearings failing sooner than anything else. Fuel tank, everything looks normal. It's all dry. It's a plastic guard just there. Beware of that. It's just plastic, right? Plastic guard, plastic tank. So the good thing about the Hilux, the ramp over is right in the middle of the vehicle. The fuel tank's not there. That's sort of like, you know, around about this area here sort of thing. And you've got a little bit further back before you get to the tank, which means the vehicle sort of started lifting from the rear wheels going over whatever you're going over, if you know what I mean. But so they don't seem to cop much damage there. Not that this does much off-road, but the price you pay there is, for whatever reason, these transfer case guards do seem to cop a little on the Hilux, but not too bad. You know what? This is a pretty boring inspection video because I haven't got anything really to show you. You might see things like flakes of paint flaked off like that with a bit of surface rust. I'm not worried about that. More lube on the drive shafts would be good though. Just having a bit more of a look around. Look, I don't think there's much to see here. I'm going to give this a bit of a tidy up soon as we're here, and I'll have a look around. If there's anything else, I'll roll the video. Other than that, we'll go up under the bonnet and have a look around up there, see what we can find at the top end. All right, under the bonnet, we'll take a quick skim around the engine bay, as we would. Now, if you look at a purchase a vehicle, then look at the guards here and see if they look original down the side, nuts and bolts. See, that you shouldn't see, right? Let me get it in focus. You shouldn't see that there's been tools on that usually, right? So have a look at those. These ones across here, radiator, cross member, whatever. It's actually quite a good one to have a look at if you're looking for something, if it's been in a bingle or not. Now, this guy, he does his own servicing with him and his dad or whatever the case may be. So they do their oil changes, filter changes and stuff like that. So we're not actually doing that, but we're going to go through quickly around the engine bay the sort of things that need to be done and what we can see. Now, brake fluid's a little bit low, right? Generally, brake fluid takes a while to get low. So if it's low, it's sort of indication to me that it hasn't been serviced. So my guess would be it probably hasn't had a brake fluid flush. So overdue for the every 40,000 or 2 years, that brake fluid flush. Not sure of the condition of the air filter. That's part of servicing, which they're doing themselves. They know how to replace an air filter. Should know how to clean the MAF sensor if they watch the videos. Right, now going around the engine here. Look, coolant bottle very low, right? I'll turn the light on. Better with the light on, yeah? So that coolant level down there, very low. That's an indicator that you've got a coolant leak. And usually the #1 coolant leak on these is the water pump. And don't know if you can see it in the video, but if you look right down there, there is a trace of pink, and you can also see a bit on the inside of the cover. So we believe, at a quick look, I'll have another look after the video, that the water pump's leaking. Makes sense because coolant's low, stains there. That's what normally happens. What's this done? 170k or something, wasn't it? So 174. This is why we do the BFE job, big front engine job, you know. Time, not just the timing belt, the idler, the tension, the cam seal if it's leaking, the coolant flush, replace the water pump, convert it over from this big job of a one-piece pump to the two-piece pump, the drive belt, and all the 5 bearings and all the idlers. Then you just refresh it for 150k. Now, somebody texted me just the other day and said, oh, can we just do the belt, or, you know, does it really, do you reckon it needs a water pump really? Well, I could say no, but then you're going to do all this work, do the timing belt, and then the water pump's going to leak at 174k or something like that, and you're just going to have to do the whole job again, which is why I go, generally they last about, well, longer than 150, but not till 300. That's all you need to know. For the sake of the cost of the oil pump and the changing the coolant, which is good, you know, it brings it from 160 is the standard thing back to 150. I don't know if this timing belt's been done. There's no genuine Toyota timing belt sticker on there. There's no aftermarket timing belt sticker. There's no service book in the car, so I don't really know what's been done. It could be overdue for the timing belt. So I'm going to say, by the looks of this, it needs a BFE job, right? So all those things we just mentioned. It needs that. It needs someone else to... Look, probably what's happened here, he's got the car, young guy, you can see the green P plates, right? He's got the car, he's probably put the bull bar on, put the winch in, and like I said, the wires, right? You know, I'm not happy with a red positive wire rubbing against any sort of steel anywhere. And where's the isolator? Where's the fuse or the isolator, right? Nil stock, right? Nothing, right? So a few little adjustments that we'll let him know about. And he also gets a copy of the video on this vehicle inspection. When if you come and do this with us, this is what you get. You get a video, you can go look at it again. Instead of just me going bang, 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 and that's it, and then you forget, you go back and watch the video again, right? So this engine bay, what does it need? It needs a clean up, right? It's not bad, but it hasn't been clean. Power steering's also a little bit low. So we saw that there wasn't any sweats at the rack. It doesn't mean it's not leaking and it's not inside the rack boot, so it could be that. When we say leak, very minor, not worth repairing. Just keep an eye on top this up. It could also be the power steering or vane pump leaking. It's gear driven on the engine, and the front seal, if it leaks into the engine oil. So it's not much, you wouldn't notice, it's not going to matter, but that's where that oil's going. It's two possible hidden oil leaks on these vehicles, right? The battery's cactus, it needs replacing. We talked about that in another video. Looking around here at the injector pipe clamps and everything like that. Now, we haven't got the intercooler off, but looking at what we can see, looking in there, those pipe clamps don't look crushed. These don't look like they've had a tool on them. So I reckon it's original injectors, they haven't been out. So you know the deal at 8 years and 174k, don't you? It's bang on for injectors. Now, because they would be full DLCs, it's not like super urgent we need to get them out. I believe that the seats probably not leaking. They generally last over 200,000 k's if they haven't been touched. The evidence here is they haven't been touched. So what that means is you need to keep checking that oil pickup every service, do the oil change every 5,000 k's, and the reason why, not only to look after the engine because it's the lifeblood of the engine, so that you can see that blocked oil pickup if those injector seats start leaking. But it's something that he's going to need to save up for and get onto, you know, preferably in the next 6 to 12 months, I'd imagine, you know. So a few other bits and pieces. Fuel filter, I'm guessing maybe it's never been changed, or you kind of don't know just looking at it, but it's certainly nothing recently, but maybe. What else we got here? So that's about it for this video. That's another inspection done. If you want to book in for one of these, please shoot me a text message on Mondays during school hours. The deal is it's anything from 250 to 330. There's a couple of variables there. We do an inspection, we spend about an hour. Look, we can even do it while you wait. If it's while you wait, generally we spend up to about an hour and a half, including a diagnostic, 2 people on and off having a look at the vehicle, 2 sets of eyes going over it to see what we can find. So whether you own it or you're looking at purchase, I wouldn't suggest this as a pre-purchase inspection really, because you could be bringing a lot of cars, checking a lot of cars. So you need to watch a lot of these videos. If you're pretty confident and you go, look, I want to buy this subject to, and you're almost going to lock it in and it's worth possibly wasting the 250, 330, you can, with your seller, your dealer or private, whoever it is, say, look, here's your deposit, you know, here's a deposit of whatever it is you agree on, depending on the condition and what suburb you're buying the car from. Some suburbs, you know, you better only give them $50 deposit. But anyway, and then bring it in and we can check it out. And look, there's things we can miss in an hour, or like I have now in this video. There could be things I've missed because it's a quick video, right? But with good experience, we can run our eyes over it and go, yeah, we can pick out all the most obvious things. And I'll tell you what, if you watch all the videos, you should be able to pick them yourself, and it's going to save you a lot of money. So remember to play these videos all night, right? Put your phone on your bedside table, plug it on the charger, put it on 4x4 Diesel or 4x4 Adventures, play it all night with all the ads so that I can get some more time, get some more money, and make you some more awesome videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Please give it the like button if you like that. It's helping you understand what you need to do to purchase a vehicle, look after the vehicle, what to look out for. See the really dry drive belt? See the belt there in the middle of the picture? Really dry. That's why it needs replacing. See, there's been a little bit of dust and mud over the 174,000 Ks. That's why those bearings down there and those idlers need replacing. Remember to subscribe on both channels and turn the bell on. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.